Black men have failed the black community by not being good leaders and not knowing the meaning of brotherhood. I know a lot of people talk about fatherlessness being a problem in the black community, and it really is, because here's the thing. The men are the leaders, and a lot of men are not leading their families, which is the foundation for any strong community. They're getting women that they don't want to be with pregnant, and they're leaving their kids. People like to say, well, fathers are the most active in their child's life. Just being present, like you see your kid on the weekends or stuff, doesn't mean anything if you're not passing down any principles or any morals or just giving them any kind of guidance in life. That's just not something we have anymore. Black men abandoned the leadership role and gave it to single mothers. When the black men don't lead, the women have no one to go to, and the children can't depend on anybody. And they're just going to be raised up dumb and unprotected because nobody's leading them anywhere. Nobody's looking out for them. It starts with the man.
Okay, so a lot to unpack there. First off, he claims that black men have failed the black community. I would typically agree with this. The reason why I say that is because I agree with him wholeheartedly. Black men, men in general, men of any community, we are meant to be the leaders. We are the ones meant to fight the wars. We are the ones meant to build the households and protect and provide for our women and children. And in our community specifically, we have not done a great job of that. Now, what he was speaking on as far as fathers being the most active, I think what he was referring to was black fathers, when they are involved and are present, tend to be the most active fathers, which is, I believe this is according to the CDC. Yeah, I might have to fact check me on that. I could be wrong, but I believe according to the CDC, black fathers, when involved, tend to be the most active or the most involved in their households. And he said that black men gave leadership to the black women, or to single mothers. I kind of agree with that. I think single mothers chose not to be led, though. I think single mothers were highly incentivized by government programs, Section 8, food stamps, certain benefits that they only would have received had a black man not been in their house. And unfortunately, the black men of that time allowed these women to leave. And when I say allowed, I don't mean like they should have physically restrained them or they should have stopped them. But I don't understand. And maybe I need to do more research, right? I don't fully understand what the scope of the community was like during that time. I know feminism was just starting to come up, and black women kind of attached themselves to that white women's feminist movement. I don't really know what the scope of our community was like during that time, because what made our women so willing to leave us during that time? But black men still allowed it. We allowed it to happen, and decades and decades later, we can see the shambles our community is in. And the truth of the matter is, I don't think that there is a large amount of black male leaders. I think our community is largely matriarchal. It is led by women. A lot of the children and the ushering of our cultural values are done by done by women, I should say. And it goes to speak volumes in itself. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of men today are weak. There's a reason why a lot of women today are strong. There's a reason why a lot of our women are growing up and they're not being able to get married because they were taught to be single and independent and not need a man and not to rely on their male counterpart, who is supposed to be there to help them or I should say, who's supposed to be there to lead them as she helps him as they go somewhere. They're going on a mission to wherever it is they're trying to go together. But we weren't taught these things. We weren't taught these things. Black men were taught how to be men through their dicks. And you know how they were taught that? By other black men. I think there is a serious leadership issue within the black community. I seriously think so. But there's also, in our women, a lot of our women they're not ready to be led. They say they are, but they're not really ready to be led. I think a lot of our women want to be in control of everything and want to be in control of relationships and the process of things. And until our women are ready to submit, and until our men are ready to step up in leadership roles, we're never going to fully get it together as a community.
When it comes to brotherhood, this is something that pisses me off about black men. Like, we understand that we are the number one target by everybody. So why are we not looking out for each other? Y'all definitely look out for each other when it comes to no snitching culture and protecting criminals, but never to just make sure that your brother's good.
And I hate to pause it. I know I was just speaking for a while. I hate to pause it. I'm gonna make this quick. The no snitching gangster culture that's been passed down to every black person is one of the dumbest things ever. It's so stupid. It's so dumb that your everyday regular black person believes that snitching makes them look like a bad person to other people in our community, when in reality snitching is you doing the right thing, you telling the truth, you telling a cop somebody fucking shot up this gas station that injured fucking 2 kids. Like, fuck you mean I seen somebody do it who looked just like me and I'm not supposed to tell the cops the truth? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Actually, you know what? I wasn't gonna reveal this. I got an episode of A Young Man's Perspective that I'm planning on doing. Basically telling black people that the cops are not our enemy. 12-0, all this other shit. They are not our enemy. They are not our enemy. And I know that's going to have a lot of people riled up, and some people in the comments are going to have some shit to say about it. Have your shit to say about it. But police, for the people who are following the law, you shouldn't have, the comment I just made you should have felt no different about it if you don't be breaking no laws. You should have felt no different about what I just said if you don't be breaking no laws. So we gonna get into it. My bad. Let's finish rocking out though.
We're more likely to be victimized by somebody who looks like us than
Facts.
an actual white supremacist.
Facts.
And I know it's just proximity crime, but that's still an issue. We can't just say
proximity crime. See, here's the thing. When people make that argument, I know I'm sorry. I got a lot to say. When people make that argument of proximity crime, cool. Somebody look up the crime rate for Asian on Asian crime. Seriously, look up Asian on Asian crime and tell me the crime rate on that. Seriously, go ahead. And let me know down in the comment section below. Do it. Now you're probably saying, well, why are we doing that? Because this idea of proximity crime, since we live together, we're obviously gonna kill each other more than any other race kills us. Well, duh. But the rate in which we kill each other. And not only that, we are one of the only cultures, if not the only culture in the world, where we actively celebrate, promote, sing, rap, dance, to music that actively raps or promotes killing each other. We're the only culture that does that. If that is not a problem to you, I don't know what is. Back to the video. I'm sorry. I'm not going to talk for a minute.
like, oh, well, it just happens because black men, we just live amongst other black men, and it just happens. It doesn't have to be that way. You have more smoke for somebody that steps on your shoes by accident than a racist cop. This is how a lot of y'all think, and I'm supposed to believe there's so many strong black men out there. I know there's some black men out there that think like me, but a lot of us are alone. Like, we don't have like a huge social group at all because there's no black brotherhood. We're at a point in history where black men have the ability to become the most dominant men in this country. But what do we get? A bunch of YNs. Older generation, the black men that are supposed to be our leaders, they're giving all these YNs and all these idiots a whole bunch of excuses because...
Facts. They're coming up with fake... Ooh, do I even go there? I think we go there. They're coming up with fake religions. They're trying to indoctrinate people, our younger black men, into Hebrew Israelitism. I know I'm gonna piss some people off. I don't care anymore. Our older black men, listen. I have respect for any respectable OG or any respectable elder, but in a lot of ways, our older black men have failed. In a lot of ways, we have our fathers who, for a lot of us who weren't there, either due to being criminals and getting locked up or just actively choosing not to be there. We have our older black men not even dressing like respectable men. They dress like us. They copy us. They listen to the music that we listen to. They say the slang that we slang. They trying to be young and they 20 years older. How does that work? How is it that I'm 21 years old? I make over $50,000 a year at a relatively entry level position, and you're 40. You're 30, you're 35, 40, and we work at the same job at the same level. How is that? Why haven't you moved up? These are questions that a lot of us younger black men have for the older black men. And listen, it's not to be disrespectful, but what is there to respect? Yeah, okay, great. You know how to get pussy. Great, you know how to catcall. You know how to approach women. That's great. Where's the wealth? Where's the businesses? Where's the, you know what I'm saying? Where's what can I celebrate my elder black men for? Because right now you made a lot of our moms, you made a lot of our aunties, you made a lot of our cousins. And I know it wasn't just y'all. It takes two, but y'all made a lot of women out here single mothers. And a lot of these women y'all made single mothers, y'all had no plans of being with them. What kind of shit is that? So a lot of us younger black men, we're looking around, we're looking at each other. We're like, we don't want to be like these niggas. We don't want to be nothing like y'all niggas. Y'all niggas is in debt. Y'all still live in shitholes for hoods. Like, we work more hours than y'all niggas. Like, what? We don't want to be like y'all.
Oh, they're just young, and that's what young people do.
Bullshit.
Well, you're supposed to be the leaders that makes it better for the future generation.
Facts.
And when you're seeing madness going on, you say, well, that's just how young people are.
Mm-hmm.
The elders aren't even getting the community in line at all anymore. They're just going, that's just the way it is. And we wonder why we're in shambles. That's why my respect for black men is so low, because this is where we're at right now. I just want us to be leaders again and have each other's back, but that seems like a fantasy. That used to be the norm. That used to be black culture.
Mm-hmm.
But now, just giving up.
See, here's the thing. I don't believe that it's a fantasy. The reason why I don't believe it's a fantasy is because young black men like me, young black men like the man who made this video, and there are countless of other young black men that think just like us, and they're out there. And that's what this channel is for. That's what these videos are for. That's what a young man's perspective is for, so that we young black men can start having conversations, because we're in that leadership position now. We're growing up. We're going to be the men, and we're going to be the pillars, and we are going to have the opportunities to do the things that our older black men who came before us didn't do, or that they messed up, right? Listen, we didn't make the mess. We didn't make the mess, but you know what? I am 100% fine with coming in and cleaning this motherfucker up, because I want better for the next black man. I want better for the next black woman, and I want to see more black families. I want to see more black families back in church. I want to see more black families back with God and back with Christ. I want to see more black brothers in unity. I want to see less of the killing and drilling and the sliding and the YNs being promoted, and more fellowship, more brotherhood, more love. These are the type of things that I want to see. And I know, I listen, it's an ambitious goal. It's an ambitious goal. And I know one black kid from St. Louis ain't gonna be able to do it. But I'm hoping that this channel, these videos can reach more young black men like this, so that we can have the conversations together, so that we can be the leaders that we never seen, so that we can lean on each other, so that we can become smarter together and become better, and ultimately forge a better community, the community that we always should have had. And I'll leave y'all with this, man. I will leave y'all with this. It's not a fantasy. It could very much so be real. It could very much so be done. And that's why I will never lose hope on this community. I will never lose hope on our men. I will never lose hope on our women. I believe we could be the strongest community in the world. It is time for us to start believing that. And only when we start believing that and we start making the appropriate choices will that become our reality. Listen, I love y'all. I seriously do. That's all the time that I have, though. I want y'all to know, was I wrong? In the comments, y'all sound off. And of course, original video will be down in the description below. Thank you to this young brother for this lovely piece of content. It's your boy D, and I'm gone.